Today, The Division might actually be good, but they're afraid you won't believe them. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, now with slightly fewer technical issues than the Dota 2 Shanghai Major. Still winning! Ubisoft has been advertising The Division as a Destiny killer, and they've got the press quotes to back it up. Sort of. You've probably seen ads for The Division with a quote from GameZone saying the game blows Destiny out of the water. Okay, except the full context for that quote is The Division blows Destiny out of the water with 6.4 million beta players. Whoops, that glowing endorsement is actually just a statement about how many people beta tested it. For reference, Destiny had 4.6, so Division's number is still bigger, but another quote in the Division's advertising makes it seem like IGN is calling it the best new franchise to come along in years. And that one is true, sort of. It's from IGN's E3 2013 awards. They thought it was the best new franchise from E3 2013. I don't understand the misleading advertising about how the Division will be better than Destiny, because why stretch the truth about your game when there are literally millions of people already bitching about Destiny? But, Ubisoft, if you're looking for Division references you can mangle into glowing puff quotes, we provide you with the following. The Division is a game from Ubisoft. Some of the UI makes use of orange, my favorite color. I can't judge a game based on that alone, but I know your marketing department is hoping it's awesome. Good luck, Ubisoft. If you want to unseat Destiny from its entrenched marketing position, you'll need it. In an apparent bid to make life a living hell for Mario Maker streamers, Nintendo announced a new Super Expert difficulty mode would be coming to the game as part of its next free update. The Mario Maker streaming meta has converged on Expert Mode No Skips as the format of choice, but now, well, in the short term I predict a lot more swearing. Especially since the update also adds keys and locked doors, meaning a level designer can make a boss fight mandatory, neatly slicing off an entire wheel of Mario Maker cheese options. Obviously, if you look at Mario Maker as a fun toy and a tool for tinkering around with game design, these are awesome changes. If you're a Mario Maker streamer, your chat room is already preparing their salt emotes. Do you remember the good old days of the late 1990s and the early 2000s? When your choice of desktop computer platform was a direct reflection of your values, D&D alignment, and worth as a person. The Mac tribes and PC tribes waged mighty battles on internet message boards, in campus computer stores, and via the medium of snarky bumper stickers. It was a deeply stupid time. But I guess Palmer Luckey wants to bring that back, because when Shaq News asked about Oculus support for the Mac, he responded, "That's up to Apple. If they ever release a good computer, we will do it." And sure, he was talking about GPUs, but the hot takes are already popping up, and I'm just thrilled at the prospect of a whole new generation of the PC master race telling me the platform I choose because of work is for, quote, loser 2D game casuals. Whee! Even Ultimate Fighters aren't immune from the curse of the cover, which, as well as being the third least popular Hardy Boys adventure, is an urban legend where appearing on the cover of a Sports Illustrated magazine or a Madden game means that that team or athlete will start to do poorly. After EA Sports announced that Ronda Rousey would be on the cover of UFC 2, she lost her title the next day. But Rousey is sharing dust jacket privileges with Conor McGregor, who lost his next match at UFC 196 on Saturday. Of course, all this evidence is largely circumstantial. For example, I've never been on the cover of a UFC game, and I've never lost an MMA match. Like Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so I just don't take the shots and preserve my perfect record. You may remember us reporting on the Coleco Chameleon, formerly the Retro VGS, the cartridge-based retro console system that nobody wants. Demonstrably so, because their crowdfunding failed, and they shacked up with the reanimated husk of the Coleco brand to get some name recognition behind their misguided efforts to bring in an offline-only, cartridge-only home console to market in 2016. In mid-February, they received some pretty major blowback after showing off a prototype at New York Toy Fair, only to have eagle-eyed sleuths notice that inside the Atari Jaguar chassis, because they bought the molds to the Atari Jaguar for added value, was not a prototype emulation board, but an entire SNES Junior held in with black duct tape. While they've never officially acknowledged this, they did post pictures of a more recent prototype at the end of February. However, in one of the 4 pictures, this one, the the one they almost immediately took down, internet detectives were once again very quick to spot that whatever that circuit board is, it's not a video game emulator, because it is an old Techwell DVR capture card. Mike Kennedy, the founder of this whole sordid affair, still hasn't said anything, but the managing editor of his magazine quit, saying, quote, "I could no longer bring myself to defend Mike or the project," and Coleco has said they're giving Kennedy 7 days to produce a real prototype, or they're out too. When the shambling zombie of a long-dead brand, reanimated only to make a quick buck off name recognition, is concerned about your credibility, you got problems. Here at CheckPoint, we were considering launching our own retro console, but we couldn't get Professor Pigglesworth to stay in the box long enough. Coming up, the next Kirby game, Planet Robobot, will feature a suit of robotic power armor for its hero. Considering that Kirby is basically a big pink balloon, it seems about time he gets some kind of protection. Yeah, it wasn't that it happened too recently to get in, because we write the stories just before we record. The problem being that it's hard to make jokes about, like...
Just a bunch of people losing their jobs.
Yeah, it's not, like...
Pretty crappy.
Funny. So...